Hello, I'm Holden Ramey with the CattleFax Closing Bell. Today's Closing Bell is sponsored by CattleFax, the deciding factor. For around 2 months now, the live and feeder cattle futures complexes have been trading sharply lower. The February live cattle contract has lost around $28 a hundredweight, while the January feeder cattle contract has fallen around $56 a hundredweight. This violent sell-off has no doubt stretched both futures complexes to the downside. One way to see this is by measuring the momentum. Momentum indicators can be useful to determine when prices have reached extreme levels to either the top side or downside. Sticking with the February live cattle contract, momentum started to fall back in mid-September after reaching nearly 105% or plus 1 standard deviation. This past Monday, momentum had fallen to just over 90% at around a -3 standard deviation. A move of this magnitude is rare and is representative of a market that is getting very oversold. Switching over to feeder cattle, looking at the January contract, momentum has followed a similar path to that of live cattle, except that it has been more extreme in both directions. In mid-September, the January feeder contract climbed to 107% momentum or a +2 standard deviation. Again, on this past Monday, January feeder cattle momentum slipped to 86%, making it a -3.6 standard deviation move. The interpretation here is the same. The market is extremely oversold. While it is possible momentum can stretch lower, it would be uncommon for it to stay this extreme for an extended period of time. In order to remedy this situation, we'll either require steady prices for a period of time or a corrective rally. Turning to this week's markets, live cattle and feeder cattle futures have traded relatively more steady after Monday's sell-off. February live cattle are currently slated to close the week around 171, while January feeders should be near 217. Moderate cash trade occurred in the south at 174 to 175, $2 to $3 softer than last week. Moderate volumes also traded in the north at 174 to 175 live, $1 to $2 lower than last week, and 275 dressed, which is around $4 softer than a week ago. The feeder cattle index will end up being around 50 cents softer on the week, just under 225. Thanks for watching, and remember to visit CattleFax.com to become a member and receive the latest market news and analysis.